Welcome back to our third tutorial of IPM SUITE. This Kiza Thomas Micro is taking you through, and please don't forget to subscribe and be part of this channel. Your support is really highly appreciated. Please don't forget to invite a friend to be part of this training. You can also check the other modules in reservoir engineering, in mapping, and in reading to be updated with this channel. So let's proceed. So in the last tutorial, we went through the PVT. So now we are going to go to the input, and as you can see, we are working with a tank model. So in a tank model, the well data will not be able to be accessed because we are working with a tank model. So what we are going to do is input the information of the tank model. So we come on input and we click on tank data. So here we are going to put information about what is in our tank, what is the name of our tank, and what is contained in it. So as you can see, we are going step by step, and stage by stage we are inputting information according to what we have. So one, you have to indicate what we have in this tank. Is it oil or it is water? We have different types of the field during production. There are always those water tanks. We also have the oil tanks, depending on what we are producing. So we have oil, and then we can give this tank a name. I may call it maybe Elite 1, or I can leave it as Elite. So let me put it in capital letters, maybe for better visibility. I'll call it Elite. And then I'll select the tank temperature, maybe an average of this temperature. I'll use 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Then what is the initial pressure of this tank? Maybe it's 2500. And then we can select the porosity fraction. So we are putting this as a fraction, not as a percentage. So we shall use maybe 0.25. Then we use the cornet water fraction. We can use 0.05 as our cornet water fraction. Then there is the water correlation, water compressibility. We can use according to the correlation. So we also put in the initial gas cap. The initial gas cap, I don't know which value you can use. Maybe you can use the value of 2, or we can use that of 5. Then we have the initial oil in place. We can select 200,000. Then we select the start of production. So since today is 10th, I'm going to use the same date, 10th of July 2025. I'll use that as our start date, and when I'm done, I will use you can choose here the monitor contacts. If you want to monitor these different contacts, you can use that, or you can come and use fractional flow if you want. So you choose which one you want to use. So I can leave this unchecked. Then I need to calculate the let me first go back. We calculate the bubble point pressure. Click on this, and then we have the temperature versus the bubble point pressure, so we can do a calculation. This is a continuation from the previous one. So when you finish, you come and click on validate first before you click on next, put in the water influx. So on the part of the water influx, you come and select the model that you're going to work with. So choose any. I'm going to select the steady state flow, Fekovic steady state flow, and you choose the radius, the system that you are working with, whether it's linear, or it's a radial aquifer, or it's a bottom drive aquifer. So depending on the work you're dealing with, you select according to the project, whether it is with a company, whether it is with your research. Please go according to the instructions. So I'm choosing linear flow. and I'm going to choose the reservoir thickness in feet, and maybe our reservoir is as big as maybe it's up to 400 feet. Then we have the width, maybe the width is going up to 4,000 feet. Then they ask inquiring about the aquifer volume, how much do we have. I can say we have maybe 1 million. 1 million. I hope this is 1 million, or it is up to 10. This is 1 million. Then they're asking for the reservoir permeability. Maybe our permeability is 10 millidarcies. So when we are done with the water influx, we put that. And we got the next part. So we have the rock compressibility. I will choose to use the correlation, but if you want, you can use variable, different variables. You select. So if you have data, you input that information, and then you can use a specific rock compressibility. But I would prefer to use the one from the correlation that we dealt with earlier. So when you finish, you don't forget to validate, and then you can click on next. So we have the tank versus compressibility factor. So when you have this data, you come here and enable. But when you don't have, you can leave it like this. So since we are working on our first project, we can leave this unenabled so that we can proceed to the next stage. Click on next, and here we are inputting the relative permeability. I hope you really understand what relative permeability means. So you come here and choose the relative permeability from which fractions are we working with. Is it from a table? If it's from a table, you say it's from table. If it's not from a table, you come and choose this. So if you have hysteresis in your field, you can choose that yes, we have it. If you don't have it, then it means you select no. If there's any modification, then you can put or you can leave it without any modifications. So for today, we are going to work without the modifications. And we are going to select the residue. We are going to put in these values. So this is the water permeability for water. So definitely we are dealing with sandstone reservoirs or any other type of reservoir that you're working with, depending on what you've been given. So here they want to know the residual saturation versus the endpoint and the exponent. So we have to come in and input in the right work. So we are going to stop here for the first session, and we are going to continue again starting from here. Thank you very much. It's Kiza Thomas taking you through. Please don't forget to subscribe and keep following. Thank you very much, and invite a friend to be a part of